What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlin Kenna Smith, and on today's podcast, we're going to talk all about the fitness industry, the hard truth about fitness, and helping you break through the lies that you've been sold. Because the fitness industry is an incredible thing. Health, fitness, wellness, it's all an amazing thing because the sole mission is to help you become better, correct? However, the fitness industry is unfortunately, just like a lot of businesses and a lot of different industries, is full of a lot of bullshit. And today I'm going to break down the biggest lies that are keeping you stuck, weak, and frustrated. Because all of you go to the industry to try to find solutions. You go to the fitness industry, you go to the experts, quote unquote, to try to find a solution to the problem that you're facing, whether it be I want to become healthier, I want to lose body fat, I want to be more confident, but you continue to be stuck, you continue to be frustrated because there's so much conflicting information. So I want to talk about 3 different things. Now, there are so many different things that I could talk about in this episode, and I'm sure I'll do more episodes down the line similar to this, and the reason being is because I created the Powerhouse Mentality with a few different missions in mind. 1, make America mentally tough again. 2, help you stop tolerating your own bullshit so you can finally win in life. But number 3 is a little bit closer to my heart in the sense that I want to help you become leaner, stronger, and more confident without extreme diets, without excessive cardio, without the bullshit. Because I developed an eating disorder that nearly killed me because of all of the bullshit that I saw on social media. I didn't have an eating disorder until I started on Instagram and I started to see other people posting things. I started to compare myself and I started to fall for all of the little things that people try to sell you because at the end of the day, they only care about making money. There are some incredible people in the fitness industry. I would like to think that I'm one of those people. But usually you can read those people very well. So, if you feel like you're doing all of the right things, but you're still not getting results, chances are you've been fed some serious shit and it's not your fault. So we're going to work through that today with these 3 things. So number 1, just go to the gym and the results will come. And this is one of the biggest lies that's floating around in fitness. I see it all the time. It's like showing up is half the battle. No, I'm sorry, but showing up is none of the battle. Showing up is just what you do. Just be consistent. Just show up. And over time, the results will take care of themselves. Yes, consistency is truly key because what you do consistently builds the person that you become. However, if all it took was showing up, every person who had a gym membership would be in elite shape. We wouldn't have an obesity epidemic because of so many people who are joining the gym and buy healthy food. But guess what? Most people who show up never change because they put in the same half-ass efforts for months, years, and wonder why they're not seeing progress. Because just being there isn't enough. It's what you do while you're there that matters. And I speak on this all the time. Intention, intensity, effort. These are the things that truly matter when it comes to building the body that you want, when it comes to building the life that you want. Yes, consistency, showing up, those are important. But if you're just showing up, scrolling on your phone, you're not going to see results. Showing up can be step 1. But it's not the end all be all. So yes, showing up is important, but it literally is the bare minimum. Like, it's not hard. You can't just clock in at the gym like it's a 9 to 5 and expect results. You're not going to get paid in results just because you show up for work. You can't just move your body and think that it's enough to build strength. You have to push your body. You have to apply tension to the muscles and continue to progress over time with progressive overload and use proper strength training programming, not just going in there and doing whatever feels right that day. You can't just go through the motions and think that your physique is going to change. I see so many people make this mistake and it leaves them feeling so frustrated and they think something is wrong with them, when in our reality, it's just the approach that we need to tweak a little bit And some people are afraid to tweak that approach. They're afraid to try different workouts. They're afraid to follow a program because it's not what's comfortable. They want to do the same old workout program that they've been doing for the past 5 years, but it's not working. So it's time to change. Now, the reality check that I want you guys to face here, if you feel like this is you, is if you're half-assing it in the gym, you're going to get half-assed efforts. Same thing as if you're doing random shit in the gym, you're going to get random results that come at a very random time frame that usually isn't favorable to you. So if you're scrolling on your phone between sets, you're not training as hard as you could be. If you're lifting the same weight week over week over week just to move it and check off the box, you're not progressing. You're just wasting time. Now, if you're working out, hell yeah. I want to give you that because I don't want you to think that like, oh, well, then I might as well not even go to the gym. No. Something is always going to be better than nothing. Always. Every single time. If you can't go on a 45-minute walk that you planned, go on a 5-minute walk. If you can't get the full workout in, do 3 sets. But make those 3 sets the best damn sets you can make them because intention and effort is what matters. If you're never pushing to failure, if you're avoiding the hard lifts, or you quit when things get tough, you can't expect your body and you can't expect your mind to change. The gym rewards intensity, effort, and progression, not just presence. But I also don't want you to think that, oh, my workouts have to absolutely annihilate me every time that I go. No, because then you're going to spend more time recovering than you are adapting, and then you're not going to see results because there's too much stress. But intention. I don't care how much weight you're moving. I care how you move that weight. Effort. You always have a choice in effort. Always. You always get to choose if I'm giving my best effort that I have today versus I'm just kind of going through the motions and checking off the box. And your results are going to be a direct reflection of your effort. And this is outside of fitness as well. If you go to work and you half-ass it, your salary is probably going to reflect that. Your position is probably going to reflect that. Your lifestyle is going to reflect that. So if you've been going to the gym for months or even years and you still feel like you look the same, you perform the same, you're not getting stronger, you're not progressing at all, being honest with yourself too, because we are hard on ourselves. It's not because you're unlucky. It's because you aren't pushing yourself as hard as you could. And I'm sorry, no matter how hard you think you're working, there's always another level. It's something that I always have to face every single time. So train with purpose. Go in with a plan. Don't just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Have a structured program that tracks progressive overload, meaning you're adding more weight, you're adding more reps, you're improving your form, you're getting better over time. Push to failure. And that doesn't mean on every single set you should be emptying the tank to complete failure. But if your last reps are really easy, you're not working hard enough. You need to increase that weight or slow down that tempo a little bit to make it more difficult for you. Eliminate distractions when you're in the gym. So if you have time to scroll, it's probably taking away a little bit of your attention from the workout itself. Use your workout as time for you. If you're like, oh no, it takes me 2 hours to train every day, I guarantee you the majority of that time you are not actually training. So let's think about what we're doing, right? Rest periods are important and they're actually essential for results, but eliminate distractions so you can keep your mind focused, so you can train like you mean it. And make sure to track your progress. Track your strength, track your endurance, track your physique changes with photos, because these things should be measurable. If you're lifting the same weights for months, you're stuck, you need to change something. And your gym time is an opportunity for you to get better. So make the most of it. I know that we've all found ourselves in this period at some point in our life. And there are even times when I'll think about it and I'm like, you know what? I could push harder on the next set. Like that last set, it was hard, but I know that I was almost just rushing to get it done. We all go through that. Or I'll even find myself where I'm scrolling on my phone between sets and it's taking away my attention from what matters, from what's important to me, my training. So I make sure to always flip my phone on do not disturb mode when I'm working out because I know that that is going to help me stay dialed in. And if I feel like there needs to be a change to the programming, I let my coach know because communication is important. However, that is why I have a coach, to keep me progressing and to keep my workout programming how it needs to be. Now, number 2 is body positivity means accepting everything. And this one's going to get a little bit of hate I know. But I want you to understand something. Right now, there is a huge push for body positivity, and I'm all about it. Like, I'm all about loving yourself because I think that not enough people love themselves. And in order to become the person that you want to be in your life, no matter what level of success that looks like, you have to appreciate who you are at every season of your life. And there are going to be different seasons. But to tell yourself that you can love yourself at any size and that health is subjective is a little bit messed up to me. So it's being pushed really hard in today's culture. And the idea that health comes in all sizes is being used as a shield to avoid the uncomfortable truth. Because nobody wants to say anything because they feel like that if they say something, they're going to offend somebody, and everybody's afraid to get offended, and everybody gets offended lately. So yes, like I said, confidence, self-worth, those things should never be tied to a number on the scale. Never. But ignoring the physical reality of poor fitness, poor health is not self-love. Somewhere along the way, the body positivity movement went from encouraging people to have a healthy self-image to glorifying unhealthy habits. And if you challenge it, you're toxic or you're fat phobic. But let's be real, the truth doesn't care about your feelings. I know you don't want to hear that, but the reality is self-love isn't about staying comfortable. It's about demanding more from yourself so you can live to your full potential and get the most out of your life possible. That's true self-love. True self-love is about growth, mental, physical, emotional. It's not about accepting mediocrity and calling it empowerment. That word is so fucked up the way it's used lately. So think about it. If you really, really love yourself, wouldn't you want to give yourself the best shot at a long, strong, healthy life and be able to impact the people around you to do the same? If you're a parent, you want to impact your children to live a long, strong, and healthy life and be a great role model for them in that case. Would you tell your best friend that it's okay to slowly destroy their body with poor nutrition and no movement? Would you tell your child that discipline and hard work doesn't matter? Would you tell a struggling person that you care about that change is unnecessary because they should just accept themselves? Of course not. Because real love is tough love, and it's holding yourself accountable, making hard choices, and leveling up even when, and especially when, it's uncomfortable. So there's a huge difference between being kind to yourself and lying to yourself. Being unhealthy isn't empowering. It isn't. Diabetes, heart disease, joint pain, mental health struggles, hormone imbalances, that's not self-love. The fitness industry is also enabling this lie because people are afraid to speak up. Brands are promoting inclusive sizing for people who are morbidly obese instead of promoting ways to get healthier. Social media glorifies being strong at any size, which, hey, if you're doing the work and you're in the gym and you're getting strong as fuck, yes, you win. But if you're intentionally ignoring your health or just doing whatever the hell you want because you're feeling empowered, that's different, right? Very different. Most people pushing the message aren't even living it. You've got influencers telling people to embrace their size while they're secretly hiring trainers and following strict diets to stay camera ready. Social media is a fucking lie. The fitness industry of social media is, an even bigger lie. It's getting better. There's a lot of sparks, but a lot of the creators that I see online that have the most followers aren't the best people to follow. And those who have the least followers seem to be promoting the right message. But again, not everybody is bad in the industry. Again, we're getting a lot better. But I want you guys to focus on loving yourself enough to level up. Change starts when you take ownership instead of when you're making excuses. So if you truly want to embrace self-love, you have to hold yourself to a high standard that you deserve. You deserve to be your healthiest, happiest self. So if you're out of shape, don't just say, oh, well, this is just how I am. No, say, hey, I'm going to challenge myself to make a change. Empower yourself to take action. Take small, consistent steps towards improvement. That's what it's all about. It's not about crash dieting or killing yourself in the gym. It's about being intentional with what you're doing, because self-love isn't passive, it's action. And number 3, the final one and the biggest one, the one that I'm probably going to go off on the most, is social media fitness is reality. Social media has created a warped, toxic standard for what fit is supposed to look like. You see perfectly sculpted physiques, shredded abs, insane transformations, and you start thinking, well, why don't I look like that? Or maybe I'm not working hard enough. Or they're making progress so fast, what's wrong with me? But here's what nobody wants to tell you. What you see online is not reality. The truth is that most fitness influencers aren't showing the full picture. Social media fitness is a carefully created illusion. Most of what you see is edited, exaggerated, strategically marketed to make you feel like you're behind, so you'll buy whatever program, supplement, or product that they're trying to sell to you. They use filters and editing, lighting, angles, Photoshop. All of these things can make physiques look unrealistically shredded, lean, or aesthetic. Lighting is an incredible thing. Man, the amount of times where I take a photo and I'm like, lighting is perfect. And then I take a photo 5 seconds later in different lighting and I want to delete the photo immediately. You've been there. And then there's a huge percentage of quote unquote natural influencers who are actually on performance enhancing drugs, but they'll never actually tell you that. Instead, they'll push a just work harder narrative while secretly taking these PEDs that drastically alter their body's composition. Perfect posing, like I said, that goes right along with lighting. It makes a huge impact. And many fitness influencers diet down really hard for a photo shoot and then use these photos year round when they're actually not that lean. So the reality check is that if you're chasing aesthetics instead of strength performance, you're missing the point. Chasing an Instagram body is a losing game. The more you compare yourself to unrealistic standards, the more you'll hate your own progress and the more you won't appreciate your journey and the more likely you are to quit on yourself. If aesthetics are your only goal, you'll always feel not good enough. Like, where will you be happy? Because I've done this. Like, when are you going to be happy? It's never going to be good enough. If validation is your driver, you'll sacrifice health, performance, and happiness to chase an image that isn't real. Now, the goal should be to build strength, build endurance, build a body that actually functions at a high level and can perform and be healthy and live long. The goal should be to develop discipline, resiliency, and confidence, not just abs and lighting tricks. So a strong, powerful body is always going to be greater than an Instagram highlight reel. So right here, I want you to focus on what you can control. You can always control effort, consistency, choosing discipline over validation. You can't control how somebody else looks, how somebody else's genetics are. You can't control what PEDs they're on. You can't control how many filters or Photoshop edits that they use. But what you can control is how hard you work in the gym, how consistent you are with your nutrition, and how much effort you put into improving yourself. So the moment that you stop chasing aesthetics and start focusing on performance, strength, and discipline, everything changes. It's happened for me. It's happened for my clients. If you chase progress, not perfection, you train to be strong, not just to look good on camera, you seek real results, not just social media shit. And when you shift your focus, you actually start winning in ways that go beyond social media. So the comparison trap is so real because I find myself doing this. In fact, today, I found myself doing this. And I do it more days than I'd like to admit, most days, in fact. I get sucked into the social media fitness bullshit and I start comparing myself to other people like, oh, this person only eats that much. Oh, this person trains that much. Oh, no, I'm not doing enough. I'm doing too much. And it can make you go literally insane because you can find anything on the internet that you want to find. And today I had a moment, which is why I decided to do this episode, where I was like, you know what? Today I'm just going to go on social media and when I'm scrolling, because we all do it, when I'm scrolling, I'm going to just enjoy the content. I'm not going to look at somebody and be like, oh my gosh, I'm eating more than them, so I'm eating too much. Or, oh my gosh, I wish I looked like them. I need to do what they're doing. Instead, I was like, you know what? Let me just enjoy social media and start looking at things that are going to be healthier for my mind to look at, because whatever you spend the most time looking at on social media, the algorithm will put more of that in front of you. So you can literally change your algorithm by looking at other healthier things for your mind. So to summarize that last one, social media fitness is not reality. Don't compare yourself to anybody else on social media. It's you versus you. If you're stuck comparing yourself to this fake standard, you're setting yourself up to fail and to always feel like you're never good enough. So focus on what's real, your effort, your discipline, your progress. That's what actually matters. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. The industry sells comfort and we chase growth. So I want you guys to stop tolerating your own bullshit. Give your best effort to everything that you're doing in your life. And go out today and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.